Hi there and welcome to my local woods. It is the 22nd of December and yesterday was the shortest day of the year. From now on the days will become longer and longer. You could actually say that a new year has now started. It is a time of reflection. Maybe more importantly, we should look forward into the new year and what is to be expected. I could sit here and talk for hours. But I want to focus on these three things because they will, how should I put it, it's important that we are aware of this because this is happening as we speak. It's already in motion and yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing and maybe the most important thing, the most important change that we will see in the coming year is the introduction of, or should I say, implementation of CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency. It sounds very boring, I know. It is. I made a separate video on that actually. You can go and watch that, and there are other excellent videos here on YouTube about central bank digital currency. It's a form of cryptocurrency, but it's not like Bitcoin. It's quite the opposite. You could say that it's like when you were little, when you were a child, you were given some money by your parents to spend on, I don't know, on something, you know. Maybe you were given a wallet with some money in it. And central bank digital currency is very much like that. It is a form of digital currency that can be shut off and controlled, and it will be controlled, and it will probably be used as a means to, a tool to control inflation. You can, yeah, okay, I won't get into details on it, but it is a tool that will be used to control the population, their actions, their movements, how they spend their money, and how they live their lives. This will be rolled out in America very soon and in several other countries as well. It is important to understand that we can fight these things. If your employer suggests that you get paid in CBDC, central bank digital currency, you must refuse. Okay, that's my advice. This will not end well. We can't have this tool of control, and if we all refuse to use this new form of digital currency, they will not be able to implement it. Okay. And I feel this is very important, maybe the most important development that we will see in 2023, and we need to fight it. The next thing that we will see, well, we are actually seeing it already, but it will get worse in 2023, is that a lot of people will get sick and a lot of people will die. Now this is a very touchy and highly censored subject here on, well, in social media. I need to use code words, but let's just say that there are, as far as I know, there are at least 2 independent reports now that shows a strong correlation between nations, countries, with the percentage of people who had a certain injection. And mortality. Okay, I will put a link. You found everything in, as usual, in the video description. There's a link to my blog there. I want to make it very clear that this is not something that makes me or any other decent human being happy. Of course not. This is just, it's just horrible. I wish I had been wrong on this. This will affect everything. And it's just very sad. You know, it's just very sad, and there is not much I can say about it because of censorship. So I'll just move on to my next and third bullet point here on my list. The war on ownership, or if you will, property rights, will intensify. This is part of Agenda 2030, which is not a conspiracy theory. You can go to their website, and it's there. They want ownership to be a part of the past, except that someone's going to own the stuff that we are supposed to rent or borrow or be allowed to have for a certain time period. There will be a war on ownership, and it's important now that people wake up and start understanding the importance of property rights, the importance of ownership, the importance of being able to save up money to buy your own house, for instance. It is possible to do that, still possible, but they're going to make it much more difficult. And moving forward into 2023, it will become very obvious that we're not meant to own anything. And I've called it feudalism 2.0, and I still think that's a good term. You will own nothing and you will be happy. That's their slogan, isn't it? Yeah. If we let this happen, we will not be happy. Some people will be happy, and I think we all know which people we're talking about there. Just to give you an example of how this is moving forward, I come from Norway, and I'll give you an example from Norway, but I think this is happening in most countries right now. There was a committee who delivered a proposal to the government here a few days ago, a tax reform. Basically what they want is to put a lot of tax on things like having a house, inheritance, and basically ownership. They want to make it more difficult or expensive to own stuff. So this is something that, again, it ties into this progression towards, maybe progression is a bad word, the wrong word, because this is not progress at all. It's going back to feudalism, you know. So yeah, where was I? Basically, we need to be aware of these things. I think if you are awake, and if you're still watching, I think you are, we need to fight this. We need to refuse to comply. We need to be disobedient. So basically, we are facing some challenges moving into 2023, and we need to it's time that people start understanding that it's important to be your own man, be your own woman. You know, it's important to not let these people push us around, and I'm talking about governments, big corporations, people who seem to be enjoying power over other people a little bit too much, if you know what I mean. We can't have that. Spend time in nature, get healthy, get active, but as I said in a previous video, the fight is the price, because we're given the opportunity to show everyone who we are. Are we going to give up? Are we going to get down on our knees and just give up? Or are we going to fight? And by fight I mean we must refuse to be part of these things that I just mentioned, I think it's going to be a very tough and demanding year for most people. People will be struggling financially, and I'm afraid I don't have any good news, you know. It's and I don't have a crystal ball. I can't look into the future, but what I just mentioned here is obvious, and this is happening now. We're just going to see these things intensify in the next year, in the coming year. Okay, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. I also have an outdoors channel that you can check out. You'll see a video from that channel here on the end screen.